right, we're going to put this to rest with this little communique from our friend Pete over in Milford Haven, West Wales.
Oh no.
Well, no, we've had a couple of discussions about this. The takeover, the purchase of Ohio Valley Wrestling by MSM, who are the owners of Haverfordwest County Football Club. Not country, not Faversham, not whatever all the other things when we couldn't remember their name. But this just has a few statistics pertinent to, because we did the follow-up where we found out that, well, the English League is not like the Premier League, and in the English Premier League is not like the Welsh Premier League, and there's some other discrepancies also that we've been made aware of here, but also the fact that we saw the picture of their field is in a goddamn forest in the wilderness. And so now we have some statistics just to bring this whole thing into perspective. Hi, Jim and Brian from Pete. I've just heard your segment on the OVW takeover by MSM, owners of Haverfordwest County Football Club. Wanted to provide you with some background info. I live 7 miles from the club. The town Haverfordwest has a population of about 15,000 people, a very small town by all standards. The club, Brian, is semi-professional. The players get paid, but it's not their primary occupation for the most part.
I thought actually
this. Well, hold on. I'm getting there, but this is starting to see. I think I'm seeing why maybe they purchased OVW, because those guys, they may get paid, but it ain't their primary occupation. They've got a lot in common. The Premier League that they play over there in Faversham or Haverford is not the same league as Fulham FC that Tony Khan owns. Fulham, they play in the English Premier League, whereas Haverfordwest County play in the Welsh Premier League. So for comparison, Haverfordwest County, the team, is worth around 1.2 million pounds. And I'm going to say from when I was over there across the pond, that's somewhere, rough math, around $2 million. In May 2024, Fulham, that's the Cons group, was valued at 632 million pounds, which is somewhere around $1 billion fucking dollars. The Haverfordwest Stadium has a capacity of 2,400 and only has one covered stand. The equivalent league in England is about 7 or 8 leagues below the, well, now he's written this, basically the equivalent league in Wales, I guess he meant to say, is about 7 or 8 leagues below the English Premier League, or somewhere. It's a long way off.
Sounds like the Wales equivalent to Barberville.
And but they do turn out for the wrestling, I guess. And also, it's not country, Brian. It's county, no R, Brian. And please don't confuse the Welsh with the English. That'd cause trouble in some of these parts.
Yeah, so, let me just say, a few people said, that's not a Welsh accent, because I, did my OVW owner, this is a splendid thing, like that voice. I wasn't trying to do a Welsh accent. That wasn't my intention. I was just doing a wacky idiot who bought OVW.
Well, you're doing the goddamn monocle guy on the Monopoly board when you ought to be doing Sebastian Cabot or something.
Please come out to my country forest. We'll have a wrestling extravaganza. You're going to find out this is like the Welsh Tom Casati, and he's going to bring all these wrestlers over to the middle of nowhere for a show that's not going to happen.
Oh, they're going to start calling this guy Great Value Tony Khan. Anything you can do, I can do, but much smaller. But we're going to keep an eye on the people over in Faversham.
We will continue to follow this story. Has OVW, have there been any material changes? Has anything really been altered?
I don't watch that. No, I can't. I'm not watching.
Have they have they moved the corporate offices to Dallas? I mean, has anything changed since this big sale?
I'm not going to watch the program to find, and there have been no more press releases about everybody packing up and moving over to the fucking Royal Forest of Dean for a camping trip or something. But I don't have any idea how this is going to transpire, but as I said, I'm gobsmacked. I'm so interested to finding out exactly what the fuck is going to go on here. This promotion has changed hands in the last 5 years more times than fucking WCW changed bookers the first 10 years at Turner Broadcasting owned the thing. And I'm curious as to why that exponentially more people put money into it, and then you hear exponentially it's losing more money. Where do the money go?
See, the value comes from the investment. The more money gets put in, the more valuable the company is. And if we want to sell it, then the money you put in, if we want to buy a piece of this company, it will make this company more valuable. And then what happens is we go find someone else who wants to buy into the company. Now you're clued in with us. Now you're a partner with us. And then we get him involved. And then he goes to get someone who has some money. And then they buy a piece of this too. At no time is anyone saying, how are we going to make any money with this? But that's
Have you done this before?
No, but it smells like rain. I don't know what to say.
It smells, it's raining again. You know what it smells like? It smells like pollen in the springtime. But the April showers will lead to the May flowers that bloom from the rain. And that's what Saturday, May the 3rd at noon Eastern is going to be a blooming good time for all of the classic wrestling fans at JimCornette.com, because that's when Corny's Vault sale kicks off. And we talked about this last week on the program. Hotchkiss and I have cleared out the storage unit. I've been going through the vault with duplicate items of magazines and limited number merchandise, and we are putting on sale the last 20 or so of the Bloody Variant action figure that you may have missed, or the Raw debut variant that you may have missed, or from years ago, the red and yellow original. There's 20-something of each of those. There's also half-price action figures, the first Christmas variant that doesn't include the tennis rackets, on sale at clearance, half price. We got Scratch and Ding announcer play sets, 4 of those for $10 off. We got 6 bloody variants that don't have a tennis racket in them for $10 off. Plus, we've got trading cards. Do not be bamboozled or flim-flammed or hornswoggled or anally protruded by the people on eBay. My WWF and TNA trading cards, limited amounts, but signed personally by me for an affordable price. A reasonable price and not price gouging on eBay is going to be available. Also, Smoky Mountain Wrestling at Ohio Valley Wrestling programs, Smoky Mountain event tickets, the last 10 hardcover editions of Behind the Curtain, some classic books and magazines from the 50s through the 80s. Saturday, May the 3rd at noon o'clock Eastern. There's going to be deals and steals at JimCornette.com, Brian. The people are already, they're lining up. Actually, what they're doing is they're going outside their homes and they're lining up on the sidewalk in front of their homes. Since I have no brick and mortar store, they feel they must sleep out for this because they want to jump in and get all the best deals. So they're roughing it out on their front porches and or their sidewalks until Saturday, May 3rd at noon, so they can be first in line to go inside their house and get on the internet and go to JimCornette.com. Now that's dedication.
Oh, yeah. At JimCornette.com. Dedication
What do you want to talk about?
Dedication all around, dedication abound.
Dedication. It's all right. Should we discuss something now?
Yeah, what would you like to talk about? Economics?
This is my program, isn't it? I've lost
Yes.
track of that for a second.
It's your show. It most certainly is.